When it's time to take money from a non-qualified annuity, there's one decision that you make that can have a major impact on not only your taxes, but your income and your flexibility. Are you going to take a lump sum? Do you annuitize and take the guaranteed income? Well, today I'm going to break down the real trade-offs and offer you a third option that most people don't realize is out there. Welcome to SWBC's Uncharted Wealth podcast. I am Mike Walters. I'm your host today, and we're going to jump right in with a quick refresher. A non-qualified annuity is an annuity that's funded with after-tax dollars, which means you already paid taxes on them when you received them. So just think about when you get your paycheck and they withhold taxes and it hits your bank account. Well, that money in your bank account is money that's already been taxed. So you then put that money into an annuity. That's a taxable annuity or a non-qualified annuity. Well, your original contributions in these types of annuities are always going to come out tax-free unless there's some type of surrender charge. But the growth in that annuity is going to be taxed as ordinary income when you take it out. So the question isn't if you'll pay taxes, it's when and how much you're going to pay in any given year. So here are the options that are available to you. So the first option is just taking it as a lump sum. You have flexibility, but it's with a cost. So if you take a lump sum, all of the gains in this annuity are going to be taxed in the year that you withdraw them. So here's a simple example, okay? Say your annuity is worth $200,000. $50,000 of that is considered growth. So the full $50,000 is going to get added to your taxable income in that year. That can push you into a higher tax bracket. It can put you into higher Medicare premiums if you're retired, basically creating a much bigger tax bill than what you may expect. Well, why would you want to do a lump sum? Well, some people want the flexibility. They want the liquidity that comes with having all that cash all at once. Or you want to have the control of that money. Like some people are sitting in their annuities for years and years and years, and they're like, well, I don't need the annuity anymore. I'll take the cash and I'll do something else with it. So some other options there, once you have the cash, maybe you're wanting to pay off some debt or your mortgage before you retire. You want to fund another large expense like travel or just reallocating your assets. Now, the big risk here is obvious. You are taking a big tax hit in the year that you do this. And the main reason why most people get into annuities is for the guaranteed income. And of course, if you surrender and take it all out, you lose all that guaranteed income. So you're leaving that behind. Now, the second option is annuitization. And annuitization works very differently. You are converting the annuity into a guaranteed income stream for a set period of time or for life. Now, remember, when you do this, you are essentially giving away your money to the insurance company. Most of the time it's permanent, and then they are guaranteeing that they're going to pay you a set amount of money for this set period of time or lifetime, okay? Now, as you start taking this income, each payment is going to be part principal and then part taxable income. This is going to be able to allow you to spread your taxes over time and create a little bit more predictability. Now, the trade-off here, like I said before, annuitization is usually irrevocable because once you do it, you're giving up complete access to what that account values. So no death benefit, no other options. And if inflation rises, those fixed payments, they may not go as far in the future. So this is something to consider. Now, this should not be a one versus the other decision, okay? And people get stuck here. They think that their only choices are either taking the lump sum or annuitizing. Well, that used to be true, but it's not anymore. And this brings us to our uncharted territory for today's episode. Now, the uncharted section of today's episode has to do with 1035 exchanges and income riders, right? Now, one of the most powerful tools with annuities is doing a 1035 exchange. And basically lets you move a non-qualified annuity contract into a newer contract without triggering taxes. Well, why would you do that? Well, it's because many newer annuities are often offered with income riders. Now, in a nutshell, these income riders are going to allow you to turn on a guaranteed income stream while both allowing you to keep control of your account value and also preserve any type of death benefit for your heirs. And here's the key part. Even if the account value eventually goes to zero, the insurance company is still guaranteeing to pay you that income for the rest of your life. That's where you get the guaranteed income from without having to give up that flexibility on the front end. Now, doing this with a 1035 exchange is going to keep your tax deferral intact, which can buy you a little bit more time instead of having to force you into an irreversible decision. So how do you decide which option to take? Well, ask yourself, what tax bracket are you in right now? What tax bracket are you going to be later in life when you need the money? Do you have enough liquidity saved in an emergency fund or a war chest? Do you value guaranteed income more than having flexibility? And does leaving money to your heirs matter, right? At this point, we're not worried about maximizing income at all costs. It's about aligning your taxes, your income, flexibility, and peace of mind and how it works cohesively into your financial plan. The big takeaway here today, folks, is that lump sum versus annuitization is no longer the only decision out there. So with these new products coming out all the time, they're introducing these tools like income riders, and with the 1035 exchange strategy, you can design a strategy that balances your taxes, your income, flexibility, legacy, all of those things. And as you review these options, if you decide that, hey, this is too complex for me, or maybe you just want a second set of eyes to know that you're making the right decision, feel free to contact us at SWBC Wealth Management. Thank you for joining us on another episode of SWBC's Uncharted Wealth podcast. As a reminder, everything that I talk about here today is my opinion and my opinion only, not the opinions of SWBC or the executives here. Also, anything in this episode should not be used as tax, legal, or planning advice. You should want to make sure that you talk to your professional. So we'll see you next time on Uncharted Wealth. Peace. Blah, 55.
Investing involves certain risks, including possible loss of principal. You should understand and carefully consider a strategy's objectives, risks, fees, and expenses, and other information before investing. The views expressed in this commentary are subject to change and are not intended to be a recommendation or investment advice. Such views do not take into account the individual financial circumstances or objectives of any other investor that receives them. This information should not be considered a solicitation nor a recommendation of an offer to provide any service in any jurisdiction where it would be unlawful to do so under the laws of that jurisdiction. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. Please consult with your individual tax professionals and/or attorney for additional information.